Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It is Thursday night, August 12th. We are here with another Live from the Underground performance. And as always, 10% of our ticket sales tonight go to Chandler Center for the Arts here in town, a wonderful music venue that we love supporting. You can find merchandise for the Underground Recording Studio on the Bandcamp page under our video feed. And we just got a bunch of new merch in today. We've got our shirts in red now, newly. And then we also have short sleeve Live from the Underground t-shirts that you can buy on Bandcamp. They're available as of today. And we're super excited to have here with us Folk Talk from the Burlington area. And yeah, super psyched to hear their performance. And the first song, as we've been doing for a couple months now, is free on Facebook, after which we'll end that stream and then we'll head over to Bandcamp. Or we're streaming now on Bandcamp, but we will continue there. So get your tickets if you don't already. And without further ado, Folk Talk, take it away.
I'm going down that road feeling fine. I'm going down that road feeling fine. I'm going down that road feeling fine, Lord, Lord. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. I'm tired of your cornbread and beans. I'm tired of your cornbread and beans. I'm tired of your cornbread and beans, Lord, Lord. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. I'm going down that road feeling bad. I'm going down that road feeling bad. I'm going down that road feeling bad, Lord, Lord. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. Your $2 shoes hurt my feet. Yes, $2 shoes hurt my feet. Yeah, $2 shoes, they hurt my feet. Lord, Lord, I ain't gonna be treated this way. Those $10 shoes, they fit me fine. Well, those $10 shoes, they fit me fine. Well, those $10 shoes, suit I'm fine, Lord, Lord. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. Oh, yeah. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes, Lord, Lord. I ain't gonna be treated away. I'm going where those chilly winds don't blow. I'm going where those chilly winds don't blow. I'm going where those chilly winds don't blow, Lord, Lord. I ain't gonna be treated this way. I'm going down that road feeling bad. I'm going down that road feeling bad. I'm going down that road feeling bad, oh, Lord. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. Oh, now I'm going down. I'm going down that road feeling bad. I'm going down that road feeling bad. I'm going down that road feeling bad. Oh, Lord, I ain't gonna be treated this way. No, I ain't gonna be treated this way. Going down the road feeling bad. You know, that's one of those old songs that have been sung by the old hobos. You could find this song through the old tradition, and a lot of the hobos today, right here as we are standing, there is the National Hobo Convention in Britt, Iowa, going on. And all the hobos are there sitting around the campfire and telling stories and singing. And they would be singing that song.
That's right. They'll be singing that song and many other songs.
Many other
about
songs.
About the hobo life.
About the hobo life, you know. And the whole reason that we've been singing these kinds of songs is just passing them on. These are old songs that have been loved by generations. And Jason and I thought it would be a fun thing to do is kind of learn these songs together, because I've known them for a long time.
Why don't you switch that instrument? I'll tell them in a minute about it. So Rik is actually very familiar with the hobo culture and the people there, and has been to the hobo convention and played there many times. And so we're going to do a song here that is about the hobo life that he taught, and he's been teaching me these songs, and he's been acting as a mentor to me very kindly, and I gotta say, it's been an incredible experience, a lot of fun, and it's really great to learn how to do our own versions of these songs. That last one we did it's sort of a fanciful version of Going Down the Road Feeling Bad. If Lead Belly and Sonny Terry had done it, maybe it would have sounded like we thought. We never heard a version of it. They must have done it, but there's no recording that we know of. So here we go with so between 12 strings and banjos, we got a lot of tuning to deal with tonight, but you trust us, it's worth it. Are we ready with this?
I think so.
Tell us about this banjo.
This banjo here is a special banjo. This is an old mountain-style banjo. This one was made by Leonard Glenn of Sugar Grove, North Carolina. And the great Frank Prophet, who taught us all the song, Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dooley, well, he used to make banjos like this, and Leonard Glenn was a neighbor. And he had so many orders from all over the world that Leonard Glenn started making the banjos that he couldn't keep up with. But you can see this is the really old style mountain banjo, very simple. And I have it tuned into D. Are we there? I'm riding on this train, there are tears in my eyes. I'm reading a letter from my home. Oh Lord, oh me, oh Lord, oh my, I'm 900 miles from my home. Well, I'll pawn you my watch, I'll pawn you my chain, pawn you my gold diamond ring. If this train runs me right, I'll be home tomorrow night. I'm 900 miles from my home. Well, oh Lord, oh me, oh Lord, oh my, I'm 900 miles from my home. Well, oh Lord, oh me, oh Lord, oh my, I'm 900 miles from my home. Train, it was 20 coaches long. He rode it to God knows where. Oh Lord, oh me, oh Lord, oh my, he rode it to God knows where. Oh, Reuben had a train. Woo. So there's more tuning going on here.
Oh no, and yet another banjo, folks. But this song, here's another song that I had never really known of. I had never really known about. But this version, Rik said he learned this particular way of doing it from Dom Flemons of the Carolina Chocolate Drops, and like I say, I like it. So we're getting our tuning together. Now, I don't know the origin of this song, but it's definitely a mountain song because it's called Sourwood Mountain.
Chickens growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho. Chickens growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, diddlum day. My true love's a blue-eyed daisy, hey ho, diddlum day. She won't call and I'm too lazy, hey ho, diddlum day. Chickens growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho. Chickens growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, diddlum day. Big dog bark and the little one bite you, hey ho, diddlum day. Big gold cord and the little one spite you, hey ho, diddlum day. Chickens growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho. Chickens growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, diddlum day. My true love is at the end of the river, hey ho, diddlum day. A few more jumps and I'll be with her, hey ho, diddlum day. Chickens are growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho. Chickens are growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, diddlum day. My little Liz at the end of the holler, hey ho, diddlum day. You won't call and I don't follow, hey ho, diddlum day. Chickens are growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho. Chickens are growing on Sourwood Mountain, hey ho, diddlum day.
Yeah, old Sourwood Mountain. You know, it's interesting because almost every tune that we decided to do has a different tuning in it, doesn't it, Jason?
Well, different tuning, different instruments. I think the point here is that folk music is varied, and we were trying to give a nice overview of some great folk songs. And although they come from similar places, the songs people didn't just play in G; they also played in A minor. And so we're going to do the same right now. Actually, move from G to A minor. And play another mountain song. This one is based on the Clarence Ashley version of this song. The song is very old. Has versions from Britain and going even further back. And it's called the Cuckoo or the Cuckoo Bird in versions, and it has a very distinctive riff.
Now, this is the same tuning that Cluck Old Hen is in, if you're taking notes here.
Yes, for people taking their folk notes at home, scoring, you can score extra points. All right, yeah.
Quiz later on.
Yeah, we'll quiz later on. Well, actually, the album is intended to be educational because, heck, this is about learning songs and so learning these songs and reinterpreting them for ourselves. And hopefully, folks, I want to see folks start to reinterpret songs just at home for themselves. I want to see that come back. How are we doing? Yeah. The cuckoo there.
She's a pretty bird, and she wobbles as she flies, but she never cries cuckoo till the 4th day of July. Gonna there'll be a log cabin up on the mountain, so high, so I can see the cuckoo as she goes flying by.
flies, but she never cries cuckoo until the 4th day of July.
Oh, the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird, and she wobbles as she flies, and she never hollers cuckoo till the 4th day of July. Yeah, the cuckoo. It's hot in here.
We're getting it hot. We're making it hot.
That's right.
Now this song here, this next song, is a song that I learned from Pete Seeger. It was a funny experience. I was doing this little concert with Pete in New Jersey, because I learned a lot of songs from Pete. And the one that was in the book was old John Henry. And in the book, Pete wrote it in the key of C. And the funny thing was that on that day, when I went to go play it, Pete says, "Well, Rick, we're going to do John Henry." I said, "Good," in the key of C. He says, No, I've changed it." I said, "What do you mean you changed it?" He said, "Oh, we're going to do it in the key of B flat." And I was like, "B flat?" And he said, "Sure, it's easy." And he took my banjo, retuned it.
Like that.
Something like that. You there? You there? When John Henry was a little baby, sitting on his mama's knee, well, he picked up a hammer, a little piece of steel, said that hammer gonna be the death of me, Lord. Hammer gonna be the death of me. Well, that hammer gonna be the death of me, Lord. Hammer gonna be the death of me.
Every Monday morning, when the bluebirds begin to sing, you can hear John Henry a mile or more. You can hear John Henry's hammer ring, oh Lord. You can hear John Henry's hammer ring.
You could hear John Henry's hammer ring, Lord. Hear John Henry's hammer ring. Well, the captain, he said to John Henry, "Gonna bring my steam drill around. I'm gonna bring that steam drill out on the job. I'm gonna whop that steel on down, Lord. Whop that steel on down. Gonna whop that steel on down, Lord. Whop that steel on down."
John Henry, he says to his captain, "You know a man ain't nothing but a man. And before I let your steam drill beat me down, I will die with this hammer in my hand. Oh Lord, I will die with this hammer in my hand.
I will die with this hammer in my hand, Lord. I'll die with this hammer in my hand. Well, John Henry started hammering on that mountain. His hammer was striking fire. Well, he worked so hard, he broke his poor heart. Laid down that hammer and he died, Lord. Laid down that hammer and he died. He laid down that hammer and he died, Lord. Laid down that hammer and he died.
John Henry had a little woman. Her name
that steam drill. He thought he was mighty fine, but John Henry, he drove 15 feet. That steam drill, it only made 9, Lord. That steam drill, it only made 9. Well, that steam drill only made 9, Lord. That steam drill only made 9.
Well, they took John Henry to the graveyard, buried him in the sand, and every locomotive passed him by. Say, there lies a steel driving man, Lord. There lies a steel driving man. Well, there lies a steel driving man, Lord. There lies a steel driving man.
John Henry had a little baby. He could put him in the palm of his hand. The last thing I heard that poor boy say, my daddy was a steel driving man, Lord. My daddy was a steel driving man.
My daddy was a steel driving man, Lord. Daddy was a steel driving man. John Henry, the steel driving man. And you know, we're gonna kind of switch gears on this next one, and we're gonna give Patti a chance to sing a song. And one of those really wonderful songs that that we all know, but we're gonna do it in a little bit of a different kind of interpretation. What do you think, Patti?
Yeah, definitely. And you don't have to tune this instrument
This is
that
true.
you're gonna play on.
Yeah, tell them what instrument we're going to switch to here.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to play on the Native American love flute. And the idea of this particular instrument, this song almost plays itself on it, you know. I'm just waiting for Jason to change gears here. You there?
Yeah.
I am a poor wayfaring stranger while traveling through this world of woe. There is no sickness, no toil or danger in that brave world to which I go. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there no more to where those redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over
Way to go, Pat. And thank you, Patty, for that vocal.
Yeah.
And not surprisingly, thanks.
All right, let's see where we're at here.
Now, the reason that Pete Seeger had just to jump back 2 songs, had moved the song down 2 steps, John Henry down 2 steps to B flat, was that he, as he was getting older, it was harder for him to play and sing. But he also took it as an opportunity, he said, to boil the songs down to their essence. And I can't really do a good Pete Seeger impression the way he can, because he knew him and I didn't. But you know, I'll try it. It's boil the songs down to their essence. That's my best Pete Seeger impression there. And I think that that's one of the cool things about that version of John Henry. It doesn't have all fancy chords in it. And I think the Wayfaring Stranger, the melody, really enhanced by Patty's vocal and the Native American flute in particular. Now we're going to move down one more step to A.
Just in case you haven't had enough tuning yet.
So they're keeping score at home, right?
Right, well,
There's the quiz later. No?
This 12-string
Now we're in it.
is a special 12-string. It's tuned very low in a bass range. And, you know, Pete Seeger loved the sound of Leadbelly. And Leadbelly used to tune his guitar way down low. So when I started working with Pete, I found that it was really interesting to have that low sound. Now this particular song, I learned from Reverend Kirkpatrick, or his name was Brother Kirk. Now Brother Kirk was, he was involved in Resurrection City. He was in the civil rights movement, a very strong voice. And he would appear sometimes with Pete on Sesame Street. And then, in fact, they have an album together with Pete and Kirk on Sesame Street. And I used to play with Brother Kirk. We used to play, he had this thing called Not for Bread Alone, with a lot of young kids that were involved. And he used to sing this song. And this is an old song. He said he heard it from like his grandmother would sing this song. And it's a song like, because in the civil rights era, we heard so many great songs, but this one sort of was left behind. And we have a few people right here in the studio. So we're hoping that you'll sing with us, right? Because this is an easy song. You just repeat after me. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more sickness somewhere. There's no sickness somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find there's no sickness somewhere. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find there is more love somewhere.
Yeah, let's hear it for Reverend Kirkpatrick, man. That was a good song, man.
Good sing along too.
Okay. Now I have some numbers again.
You gotta switch guitars.
I'm gonna, yeah, you guys switch.
And there's another tuning.
We've made sure that no song that uses the same instrument is next to each
I
other,
said-
even if we wanted to do that. No, that's not really.
It gets
why.
tricky though. Very tricky.
And we're okay. Because, oh yes. This song, this next song is not technically a folk song because it is of known authorship, but it is a public domain song that was so popular that it pretty much passed into the popular consciousness at the time, which was the late 19th century. So it's a very old song. Before this song, very tall clocks that don't fit on a mantle were called tall case clocks. But after this song, they were called grandfather clocks. This song was written by a gentleman in Connecticut, and it was a big hit in 1886, 1890. Okay, no, I'm getting the date wrong. So someone's going to correct me out there. But someone out there in the internet, you're on the internet, you go ahead and look it up. The song is My Grandfather's Clock, and you'll find it was a big hit. And in fact, that is why it became such a big hit that afterwards, all those clocks will now call Grandfather's Clock. Are you there?
Close.
I sound okay, right? Yes. My grandfather's clock was too large for the shelf, so it stood 90 years on the floor. It was taller by half than the old man himself, though it weighed not a pennyweight more. It was bought on the morn of the day that he was born, and was always his treasure and pride. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life seconds a numbering. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. In watching its pendulum swing to and fro, many hours had he spent while a boy. And in childhood and manhood the clock seemed to know, and to share both his grief and his joy. For it struck 24 when he entered at the door with a blooming and beautiful bride. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life sank into numbering. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. My grandfather said that of those he could hire, not a servant so faithful he found. For it kept perfect time and had but one desire, at the close of each week to be wound. And it kept in its place, not a frown upon its face, and its hands never hung by its side. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life sank into numbering. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. It rang an alarm in the dead of the night, an alarm that for years had been dumb. And we knew that his spirit was pluming for flight, that his hour of departure had come. Still the clock kept the time with a soft and muffled chime, as we silently stood by his side. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life sank into numbering. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died.
All right.
More top hits of the late 19th century coming up soon.
Moving up the dial.
Actually, this is a much more modern song, this next one.
Yeah.
Key is this in again?
It's an F.
Thank you. Right. Still an F.
This song is a song that was written by a great friend of mine, Utah Phillips. And Utah wrote this song, and he wasn't feeling too good. He had a congestive heart failure. And a lot of his friends, we all got together, and we wanted to do something special, like a little tribute for him, because we're trying to raise some money for some of his medical costs and things like that. And pretty soon it turned out that he wasn't going to make it, and he knew. So he started calling everybody up and talking with them and saying, that he was really honored that we were all getting together to do this album for him. And this song is the title track of the album. He passed away before it actually came out, and we were all surprised that the album became nominated for a Grammy for the Best Folk Album of the Year in 2009. And so it was interesting to see that that Utah was being recognized in such a special way. And it has another nice kind of chorus that you can sing with us. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. Let's try it together. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. Sometimes in this living, it's so dark and lonesome, seems like there's nothing we can do. So we reach out to each other, raise a song together, and sing a song to carry us through. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. When the war clouds gather, it's so easy to get angry and just as hard not to be afraid. But you know what happens, no matter what happens, we can't turn our back and walk away. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. So hand in hand together, we'll help each other carry that light of peace in us every day. If we could learn to live it, walk and talk and give it, that light of peace won't be so far away. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. One more time. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. All right. Are we going to do that one?
I think we have time for 3 more songs, maybe. Is that correct?
All right, let me do this one,
Or-
and then we'll do Patty's song.
Okay.
Which one are you gonna do?
The Hills of Vermont. Now this song here, I wrote this song thinking about how Vermont is changing and how we don't want things to change too quickly. The banjo's still tuning itself.
Tuning itself. The banjos tune themselves here, folks.
That was interesting.
The invisible
That
technician.
was the first time I ever heard that happen.
have a banjo. Why is there a banjo playing?
So I was reading the Rutland Herald, and I saw that there was an article about the rattlesnake and how the rattlesnake was being endangered. And I said, you know, Vermont is a wild place. There has to be room for a rattlesnake in Vermont. And so that's what kind of wanted me to write this song. I'm remembering the days before I went away, way back in the hills of old Vermont. And the orchard on the hill, I think I see it still, way back in the hills of old Vermont. For tonight I long to be where the catamount run free and the rattlesnake can lie out in the sun. Near the voices of the loons when the apple blossoms bloom way back in the hills of old Vermont. There used to be a barn near the old fishing pond way back in the hills of old Vermont. So many fields of hay now gone with yesterday way back in the hills of old Vermont. For tonight I long to be where the catamount run free and the rattlesnake can lie out in the sun. Near the voices of the loons when the apple blossoms bloom way back in the hills of old Vermont. Where the catamount run free and the rattlesnake can lie out in the sun. Near the voices of the loons when the apple blossoms bloom way back in the hills of old Vermont. Well, everything has changed, nothing stays the same way back in the hills of old Vermont. Like the old brown panther's roar, you won't hear that no more way back in the hills of old Vermont. For tonight I long to be where the catamount run free and the rattlesnake can lie out in the sun. Near the voices of the loons when the apple blossoms bloom way back in the hills of old Vermont. But when the rains came down and flooded many towns way back in the hills of old Vermont, all the neighbors lent a hand for the loving of the land way back in the hills of old Vermont. For tonight I long to be where the catamount run free and the rattlesnake can lie out in the sun. Near the voices of the loons when the apple blossoms bloom way back in the hills of old Vermont. Way back in the hills of old Vermont. All right.
Western Moon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jason's gonna help you out on that too.
Sure, you bet. Now we're going to go from Vermont to the Southwest. The song I wrote called Under the Glow of a Western Moon. We all set?
All right.
1, 2, 1, 2. Breakfast at sunrise, a new day begins. Biscuits and bacon, black coffee in tins. Fences need mending, cattle need tending, and the trails never end. And under the glow of a western moon, we ride across the prairie sands, silhouettes on the dune, singing the lonesome sound
thank you so much. I'm going to play, so these last few songs are songs that each of us has written. Rik wrote Hills of Vermont, Patti wrote Under the Glow of a Western Moon. This is a song I wrote at, if I can get this harmonica in this holder, this is a song I wrote at a folk festival, which I hadn't been to a folk festival for a long time. And actually, you know what? I'm going to switch from the harmonica. I got a better thing to play. For a little fun at the end, we're going to switch to, you've never seen one of these in a harmonica holder. So, this song, I basically went to a folk festival for the first time in a long time, and of course, being a folk festival, there's a downpour on Sunday, and just like you wouldn't believe. And it started like that, and it was heavy, and then everybody's in their tents and their cars and stuff, and then it stopped just like that, about after an hour and a half, and everybody, about 30 seconds, took for everybody to pop out of their tents and start tuning the banjos and tuning all the ukuleles, and the music just filled the air, and I thought, we're all kind of crazy to be here, actually. And then I thought, that's a great idea for a song. And so this is a song I wrote right on the spot at the Old Songs Festival in 2019, was it? Yeah, the last time they did it. Or 2018, whichever it was. You ready? Are we in C? Almost. We don't have the banjo lele here, so we're just using the regular banjo for it. Ready? All right. This is another one you can sing along to if you want. For those on the other side, you'll notice there's other folks. There's a huge crowd on the other side of these cameras. They're very quiet. They're extremely polite and quiet. No, but you can sing along to this one if you want. The beginning and end of this chorus are very easy. It goes like this. We don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. We can't help but to love it when the chorus comes around. And when the pickers get to picking, we get up and we get down. We don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. Now hear the sound of that old-time music. Some kid picking on an old guitar, finding the words, trying to be heard. He's always been told, stop wishing on a star. Well, we ain't in it for the money, and we ain't in it for the fame. Some smoking hot licks and maybe some politics, and the singable chorus is the name of this game. You see, we don't know any better. There we go. We just like the way it sounds. We can't help but to love it when the chorus comes around. And when the pickers get to picking, we get up and we get down. Yeah, we don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. Now hear the sound of them old-time folkies talking about the times that they went to jail. The country needed fixing, getting rid of Nixon. They marched that fella out of town on a railway. Then we was in trouble again, you remember, even worse than it was before. Some love to hate, but love trumped hate. So let's sing a chorus, man, we showed them to the door. We don't know any better, we just like the way it sounds. We can't help but to love it when the chorus comes around. When the pickers get to picking, we get up and we get down. We don't know any better, we just like the way it sounds. The sound of that old-time banjo, guitar, mandolin, and fiddlers too. We like to jam, man, anywhere we can. This here's an open stage, let's hear a song from you. Sometimes we begin to question, like, when that rain come pouring down, why are we here when we should be there? Yeah, it comes back to us when we hear this sound. We sing, we don't know any better, we just like the way it sounds. We can't help but to love it when the chorus comes around. And when the pickers get get to picking, and we get up, and we get down. Yeah, we don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. Big finish. We don't know any better. We just like the way it sounds. Thank you, folks. We're Folk Talk. And that is our set for the evening.